Hi. The Blue Jays lost Game 7 of the World Series. An absolutely heartbreaking turn of events. The bad guys won.
And you didn't even watch it.
I did watch it. I watched every inning. I
have
don't know what
proof
you're talking
that
about.
he didn't
you have
watch
no
it.
proof. Okay, we'll B-roll that lack of proof. But
Proof.
So last we left, the Blue Jays were up 3-2, right?
Yeah.
Last time we were on the show. We picked Blue Jays in 7, Blue Jays in 6, whatever. I think we all picked the Blue Jays.
I had 7.
You had 7, I had 6. It was the amount of collapses in this game was terrible, but I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts.
It was a tough game to watch. There were so many times, not even just in Game 7, but so many times the whole series that if just the slightest thing happened in a different way, the Blue Jays would have won. I mean, we can talk about that out in the bottom of the ninth at home.
Both of them.
Yeah, insane. Like, quarter of an inch. And it was base running too that made it even be that close in the first place. It was like the Blue Jays making stupid errors, honestly, that came to their loss. Because if y'all remember in Game 3, that was the 18-inning game. I believe it was the top of the second.
Something like, yeah, it was early.
Yeah, top of the second, I think. When Bo Bichette, I think it was maybe like a 1-3 count, and the pitch was thrown. The ump waited a long time to call it a strike. Bo Bichette thought it was a ball and started walking to second and then got picked off back at first. And if that didn't happen, a run would have scored. It never would have gone to 18 innings, and the Blue Jays would have won the World Series.
I feel like throughout that series, there were 25 things that went the other way. The Blue Jays won the series. Like, I got 28-3 flashbacks watching it, where just like there's so many moments and instances that went the wrong way.
I genuinely feel like watching the game, the Blue Jays felt like the better team.
100. Yeah, in the series, yes, absolutely in the series. Yeah. Like, I mean, when the Blue Jays won, they won pretty convincingly. And except for Game 1 when the Dodgers won, it felt like the Blue Jays had the game and lost it. And I mean, it's two great teams, but I think the Blue Jays were a better team in that series. I think they were a better team in the regular season too. I think sometimes the best team doesn't win the championship, and you got to honor the team that wins the championship. But I think the best team in baseball was the Blue Jays this past year.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Well,
I don't know.
Hold on, give me a second. Keep talking.
Well. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh my God, this is terrible. Yeah, I'm just remembering bottom of the ninth, Game 7. Like, they had 1 out, bases loaded, with Yamamoto coming in, who came off a 96 pitch Game 6 performance, and I feel like everything went right for the Dodgers in that inning. I mean, Will Smith's foot came off home plate for a millisecond before John Snyder, whoever was running home, that could have walked it off. And then the next pitch or next play, shot to left over Kike's head. Kike's running completely backwards, and then Pages comes in and just snags the ball and completely just posterizes Kike.
That was a funny play.
But I mean, like, just that really just summed up the entire series for the Blue Jays. That one little half inning just summed it up perfectly. And then talking about Yamamoto,
these Japanese dudes are unreal.
I've said I think they create them in labs.
They create them. The Japanese are created in labs.
Ohtani was created in a lab. Yamamoto created in a lab, and then they're coming. We're gonna have more coming next year.
No.
There's another one. There's another guy that.
Who is it?
It starts with an M. It starts with an M.
We'll talk about them.
Starts with an M, but and then also Imanaga, the Cubs pitcher, Japanese pitchers. He just opted out, so.
Right, exactly.
What happened to our sport now?
The Japan Dodgers are coming. Yeah. They're coming. But Yamamoto, I can't believe that. I can't believe him. Like, his whole performance.
Insane.
I literally last week, whenever we were doing predictions and we were doing the World Series MVP predictions, I had the Jays winning, but I had Yamamoto MVP on my board, and I was like, wait, if I have the Jays winning, I can't have a Dodger as World Series MVP.
Well, actually,
but I was somewhat right.
It was us.
It was you. It was you. But, I was somewhat right. I had Yamamoto winning MVP if...
You didn't.
If the Dodgers had won, which they did.
And you know what you were also somewhat right about? is when you chose both teams to win.
And
You chose the Dodgers in
wrong.
7. You chose the Dodgers
No,
in
I
7.
said Jays in 7.
Oh,
I said Dodgers in 5 or Jays
right,
in
I mean,
7.
you got the Dodgers part right.
I did, just the wrong number. Wrong number.
Yamamoto gave me MLB trust issues because I don't understand. When people say something's impossible in baseball, I have a hard time believing that. Because if you said, like, hey, Yamamoto should pitch, any baseball fan would say, no, he can't. He pitched yesterday. That's impossible. Ohtani, everything he's done is impossible. And I feel like anytime I hear someone say, like, oh, you know, I don't know what the next impossible thing is, but next time I hear a baseball fan say that, I'm going to be like, no, it's not. It's not, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Skeens should pitch every day and let him back clean up too. You know, who knows?
Honestly,
he's a big dude. Maybe it'll work.
He should after what Yamamoto did. Pitchers need to be upping their game for next season. Upping their game.
Just pitch for 4 years, constant complete games, and then just deal with the consequences for the rest of your life.
Sure.
You know? Like, there you go.
Great idea.
Just 35 complete games.
And then you can lose a season or two to Tommy John, and then you'll be fine.
And retire after that. I was
Yeah,
4 years, like running backs. Just go 4 years.
I mean, like Yamamoto signed $325 million contract, first 2 seasons, 2 rings. I mean, he's fine. He's good.
I didn't even think of that. That's crazy.
That's insane.
I mean, yeah. And then Roki Sasaki, first year MLB championship.
He made like $10K a year this year too.
Yeah, they got him for
he's on food stamps and getting rings right now. He's about to get paid.
Well, so is Ohtani after all that deferral money.
Dude, Ohtani. I would pay Ohtani $70 million. I mean, when do you say no to Ohtani? It doesn't matter. We're not gonna talk about that right
Whenever he stops pitching or hitting. Well, no. If his hitting declines.
Or pitching. But
Even if he stops pitching, if he puts up those numbers, I'm fine.
if he steals 50 bases and he's not pitching while doing all that, if he bats 320 with 50 home runs, 50 bases, and like a 3 ERA, then I'll give him $100 million a year for every year he does that. But
He should be the highest paid player in baseball.
he should just always be the highest paid. There's something said about Patrick Mahomes. Like they should just sign a deal where they're 5% like paid more than the highest paid player every year, and that should just be his contract. It's not a horrible deal.
They do that?
No, they should do that. That should just be. You can make that stipulation. Yeah, but like that, just no one's ever done.
I like that because Juan Soto should not be the highest paid player in MLB.
Yeah, boo Juan Soto.
He's an MVP finalist. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
I hope he wins it. Be good content for us. Be hilarious.
It's gonna be like Shohei Ohtani, and then massive gap Kyle Schwarber, and then Juan Soto. That's what I'm saying.
While the series was disappointing, it was fun for sure. It's the best series I've seen since I don't even know.
The transition.
That's all
Wait,
on
you completely skipped something.
Oh, if you can't beat them, join them. Snell and Glass now.
You're the worst host ever.
You're so mean. Your dad is right. You're so mean.
Kaydn. Gosh.
IMO, he's right.
IMO colon. Oh my God. I'm gonna see this. Okay. So yeah, after they won the World Series, Snell.
Wait, they actually said that? I thought you were just.
No.
Oh my God.
Snell and Glasnow were interviewed because they were both on that Rays team that lost to the Dodgers in 2020, and I think Snell said, "If you can't beat them, join them, baby."
That's evil. That's part of the problem.
Disgusting.
We're gonna talk about that later because that goes into that goes into the Dodgers. Like I'm gonna talk more about that later. I'm gonna talk more about that later because I think that's a big part of the Dodgers' problem with spending too much money and being able to get whoever they want to come in.
Right.
But,
I mean,
So we're moving
if you
on.
have.
Yeah.
If I was a baseball player, it would be hard for me to turn down a team that is offering me a better deal than anyone and has won the World Series the past 2 years.
The Phillies offered Yamamoto more than the Dodgers.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And he picked the Dodgers.
You have an eyelash on your left face cheek.
Left face cheek.
Yeah.
My left?
What do you think?
What? About her eyelash?
No. Selling glass now. You sound like
I thought we're
You sound
moving
like Mara. You sound like Mara.
I thought we were.
All right.
winning.
Anyways,
You're
moving
the
on.
worst.
While the series was disappointing,
We didn't even introduce ourselves.
welcome to Touching All Bases. I'm your host, Kaden Hughes. To my left is Katie Pfeffer. To my right is Riley Morgan. What's your middle name?
Nope.
To my right is Riley Note Morgan, and we are so sad because it was a horrible, disappointing series, but it was a fun and entertaining series. I would say the best since.
I'm just going ahead and saying the best since ever because I didn't do research about all the World Series that I have not watched. But in every World Series that I have watched, this has probably been my favorite. Just, I think, as an unbiased fan. Obviously, as a biased fan, I'm not going to choose this World Series as my favorite. Obviously, I'm choosing 2022 and 2017. But as an unbiased fan, and just, I mean, obviously I wanted the Blue Jays to win, but I can't call myself a Blue Jays fan. It was a great game, a lot of back and forth, a lot of crazy records being broken, crazy star players having crazy star performances. Viewership was at an all-time high. So I would have to say that this is, at least in the World Series, I've seen the best World Series.
Well, as a biased fan, this is the best World Series since 2021.
And I think that is the worst World Series ever.
In 6. Woo! What a night. The 4-year anniversary was like 3 days ago. Oh, I missed that day.
I saw you celebrating.
Literally best day of my entire life. Oh my gosh. I wear my World Series hoodie on that day every year. Just to reminisce, and I don't think we're ever making it back to the World Series because we just hired Walt Weiss as our manager, so goodbye. What about you? I
can't lie to y'all. I've gotten, I haven't followed baseball my whole life and stuff, and so I'm trying to catch up. I'm still on season 1, of baseball. So when you ask me these questions, I usually go to the dead ball era, and I'm reading a book right now.
ChatGPT.
I'm reading a book right now, a physical book called how something of rogues and boneheads and mandates. The 1908 World Series it's one of the greatest World Series of all time, not because of the series itself, but because of what led to that series. And I have a little anecdote from that series that I want to share with y'all. It's called Merkel's Boner. Now, one important disclaimer is boner means, until about the 50s, meant a boneheaded decision. A bonehead commits a boner because he is a bonehead. Okay? So that is why it's called that. And I don't want you or you making this inappropriate. All right?
You're not.
So, I'm a sucker for early 1900s names, okay? Carl Friedrich Rudolph Merkel is known for his infamous play in 1908 in a regular season game between the Cubs and the Giants called Merkel's Boner. I want to read to y'all this play, and I put in one fake name, and I want y'all to try to catch the fake name.
We did this
last
year.
Yeah, we're doing this again.
Yeah, last week.
We're doing this again. The last was teams, this is names, okay? The bottom half of the inning began with Fred Snodgrass's infamous muff in center field, waving off right fielder Cub Buck. Pinch hitter Clyde Engel reached second on the air after Harry Hooper flew out and Steve Yerkes walked. Tris Speaker hit a high foul near the first base coach's box. What name did I make?
Tris Speaker. Fake.
That's the only one I remember.
Okay.
Oh, really?
We have Fred Snodgrass,
Cub
Buck,
Hooper.
Fred Snodgrass, Cub Buck, Clyde Engel, Harry Hooper, Steve Yerkes, and Tris Speaker.
Harry Hooper was my close second.
Speaker.
That's your guesses?
The last one, I told you that.
Sticking with it.
Cub Buck isn't real. He played on the Packers in 1925, but he did not play baseball. But anyway, so Merkel's boner was basically, he had singled, he was on first, and then the person at home, it was 1-1 tie in the bottom of the ninth, hit the ball, the person on third advanced home, making it 2-1. Merkel was running to second, but then they stormed the field, and he got scared, so he ran away into the clubhouse and didn't touch second base. So then they complained, and everyone was complaining, and the umpires were like, we're just going to call it a tie. So they called it a tie, and then those two teams finished completely tied for first place and had to have a rematch game in front of 40,000 fans as a tiebreaker, where the Cubs won and then went on to win the World Series. So Merkel and his boner.
I need something like that to happen in these day and times.
I do too. Baseball gets a little too boring. So 1908.
After that World Series, you cannot say that baseball gets boring. It was
really fun.
Yeah.
But it would be better if we had a.
Was it fun?
It would be better if they were running a second, they got scared because they stormed the field and ran off. That'd be a better product for sure. Yeah. I have another one.
Okay. So Riley's class starts in 25 minutes.
I don't have a class, but I need to.
All right, we can move on.
I'm hungry.
We can move on. Katie, who did you pick to win the World Series last year?
I picked the Padres, and they lost in the wild card. So, I mean, I was not correct, but if I remember y'all's takes, I think I was more correct. Oh, wait, never mind.
Wrong. I had the Dodgers repeating, believe it or not. Well, I mean, it's not that crazy of a take, but yeah, I didn't really see anyone else really. I mean, everyone had a shot, of course, but
see, I think
it's
it was
the
one
Dodgers.
of those things we all were like, the Dodgers have the best shot, but I don't think any of us wanted to choose the Dodgers.
100%.
And so we.
But I did.
100%. I picked the Orioles, and I have like nothing basically. So I was mad because I felt like we talked about the like Phillies, Braves, Dodgers, Mets, Astros, like the same Yankees, same 6 teams. So I just looked up the odds and just went until we got to a team that we don't discuss every single week at length, and that was the Orioles. I came close. It was a tight 19-game race, and they fell out of that. And I think if they made it October, they would have made it all the way. But 19 games is a lot, and so, yeah. Does anyone have anything else to say on this segment? Because I feel like it could be pretty quick. It's definitely the weak point of the script.
I just thought it'd be funny to look back and see if any of us were right. Gosh.
Buy or sell. Buy or sell. I want you to write down buy if you believe and sell if you don't. We will lose to the 2027 season to a lockout. This is after the collective bargaining agreement contract coming up in December of 2026. Brian, if you want to come in here and answer.
Brian's here?
Brian is here.
Oh my gosh.
Bro.
Riley, what do you think?
I'm gonna buy on that.
Oh! That's crazy.
It's a very hot topic on social media right now. I mean, of course, the Dodgers won the World Series. It was gonna get talked about. But the main focus point that they're gonna be talking about is a salary cap. And I feel like half the league wants the salary cap, half the league doesn't. And so that is gonna take a while to discuss and resolve. Because after 2021, we were in a lockout, and it almost delayed.
What were we even talking about? Like, yeah.
Just a new contract, a new agreement. Like, it wasn't anything crazy, and we almost had the season delayed.
Yeah, and this will change baseball for forever.
And there
It's gonna have
has.
this season.
They did, yeah.
Delayed, yeah.
But like spring training.
Yeah.
But I think, was it the 1996 season was locked out completely?
1994, they skipped the World Series
Yeah.
in 1994 because they couldn't get to an agreement there. I have a lot to say, so I'm going to do that now.
Okay.
I'm selling, but I think it's absolutely stupid that there's, like, they should.
It'd be sad.
They did a poll, and 50% of people said 50% of fans in a poll said they would forfeit the 2027 season if it meant getting a salary cap.
I don't like that.
I absolutely love that. We absolutely need a salary cap. It's disgusting. It's the worst thing about baseball. I saw an ESPN article talking about how commissioners are all fighting for a salary cap. Players obviously aren't. I found a quote from the union head, Tony Clark. I've never heard of Tony Clark. I don't know if y'all have, but he's the head of the of MLB Players Union. He said a cap is not about partnership. A cap isn't about growing the game. A cap is about franchises, values, and profits. A salary cap historically has limited contract guarantees associated with it, literally pits one player against another, and is often what we share with players as the definitive non-competitive system. It doesn't reward excellence. It undermines it from an organizational standpoint. That's why this is not about competitive balance. It's not about fair versus not. This is institutionalized collusion. It's insane how out of touch with their fans and with both sides each side is, between the owners and between the players. Because the real issue, the real thing we need is more revenue sharing within the MLB. That's the biggest problem. And the problem is revenue sharing hurts owners, salary cap hurts players. Players think it's stupid that, we're talking about a salary cap, we're not talking about revenue sharing. They think that's ridiculous because it's the owners putting responsibility. There's a lot of cases in America and in a lot of the world of CEOs and higher-ups putting the responsibilities of payment onto their employees and getting their compensation onto employees and blaming it on them. And players are feeling that. However, both sides are wrong, and we need both. Okay, what the NFL does is every nationally broadcasted game, the money is split evenly between all 32 teams. The revenue you get from a nationally broadcasted game, they're each taxed 30%. It's NFL socialism. It's beautiful. They're taxed 30% of their ticket sales that also go through the entire all teams. 30% of the MLB national broadcasting is taxed, and there's no ticket sales differential. that we need there to be a way for every team to have a certain amount of revenue, and then the specific numbers for a salary cap, I don't really know. I kind of like workshopped. I like the idea of a soft cap at $300 million, which is $7 million higher than the fourth highest team, and a hard cap at $365 with 150% tax on every million you spend above $300 million. That goes to the teams that are spending under $150 million. And so I like that idea. But that's kind of just a workshop, just an idea. But it's ridiculous. It's heartless. It's soulless. Investing in the culture of your sport is one of the best things you can do. It's something I think the NFL does very well, college football does very well, and the NBA is doing very well. The NBA pours resources into Europe, into Africa, into Asia. I think that's their best way of showing that they're investing in something that doesn't get an immediate ROI. It is supporting these lower level second and third world countries in different cultures to try to get them into basketball. The MLB needs to do something like that in America and just pour back into places that foster a love of the game rather than just a return on investment.
I agree with Kaden. I mean, I think we all do. A salary cap in baseball is needed, and I think going into this lockout, it's more prevalent than ever, given that the Dodgers, who just are able to buy every single star player, have won 2 years in a row. So I'm really hoping that it does not go into the 2026 season, and because of that, I'm selling, just because I can't do a whole year without baseball. The offseason is already sad enough to have to go a year and 3 months.
We would have to film this show with no baseball going on.
There'd be nothing to talk about. There would be no show.
Yeah, we would not do this show anymore.
Yeah.
What?
Right. I mean,
I graduated.
Oh, is this after I'm graduated? 2027.
Like,
yeah, you're right. I thought I would be a senior, but yeah, I'm a senior next year. So yeah, I don't care what y'all do. Yeah.
So, yeah. Would you all rather salary cap or salary floor?
If there's a cap, there needs to be a floor, but cap. No cap and no floor is insane.
Yeah.
A cap and no floor would be really hard, but yeah, I don't know.
The fact that there's no floor at all, right now, is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the Marlins are spending like $40 million, the Dodgers like $400 million.
I mean, the Rockies, the Nationals, the Pirates.
I mean, the Dodgers are spending more. I have a lot here. I don't want to get to all of it, but the Dodgers are spending more than the bottom 6 teams combined in payroll, and they're spending more in luxury fees than 6. That's why the luxury tax doesn't work. Is they're spending more in like luxury tax fees than half of the MLB, and they don't care because they're getting World Series and they have that much money. But yeah, it's ridiculous. The last buy or sell we have today in this action-packed, exciting, thrill-urban episode is the Dodgers have 2 or more World Series left in them, and that is with this nucleus and this team. Obviously, you have to put a timeline on this, and I got clear instructions on the script of what that timeline is, and it is this nucleus of Dodgers, this core.
Nucleus?
Do they have 2 more?
Never heard that.
You've never heard the word nucleus?
I have, but I've never heard that being used for a core.
How much longer would you say this window is, Riley?
So, if their entire core is in their 30s, Freddie and Rojas are 37. Mookie and Kike are 34. Ohtani's
Freddie
32.
is 37? No, he's not.
He's going to be 37.
He is?
That might be by the end of this contract, but that's still in 2 years.
Dude, he's like 35.
Same thing.
That's a very different.
Muncy, they just picked up his contract. He's 36. Kike is 35.
He's 36, I apologize.
Will Smith
He'll
is
be
30. So, I think I'm going to sell because the buy or sell is they have 2 or more in them. I think they have 1, and it's either going to be a back-to-back-to-back next year, or it's going to be 1 in 2 or 3 years.
And this isn't allowing them to go, be the Dodgers and buy the next star player.
It's not? Because I was going to buy, because I think you're going to buy more players.
Yeah, I was really thinking just with this core. But I guess it doesn't matter because the window.
This core is going to exist anymore.
The window will.
They're going to go buy someone new.
Well,
yeah, I think so too. That's why I'm buying.
I'm talking about Mookie, Ohtani, Freddie, Kike. Well, Kike.
Yeah, no, they don't have 2 more. But Ohtani, Yamamoto, Sasaki.
And also,
while they're on the team.
How many more rings does Mookie Betts get?
He had a sharp decrease in production this year. That's why I'm also.
I love Mookie. I want him to.
Yeah, he's a great guy, but.
Greenville Drive legend.
He's 34, and he already had a down year. So, but yeah, I was just thinking with this core, but they're going to keep going. They're going to keep buying. So, like, the window has no end right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
The window is endless.
I'm like, if I'm thinking of window, like, I think right now the Astros window is officially over because they had their, their great few seasons back to back to back, and now they had a tragic season.
You think so? Really? It's over?
I guess it wasn't tragic, but it was tragic in the way that they missed the playoffs. So
15 to 1 even that good.
I would say in the same way, like, once the Dodgers stop consistently making the playoffs, that's when I would say their window is over.
And that's nowhere near.
Yeah, I think that's nowhere near happening, and I think they will have 2 more World Series if that's what the window is considered, just because they're going to keep buying and buying players to extend the window, unless perhaps we get a salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think will happen. I wish it would, though.
You think they're going to lock out the season and not get a salary cap at the end of it?
I feel like they're not going to lock out the season. I feel like there's a lot of smoke in reports like this, and there isn't the fire, But we'll see.
Also, I saw a lot of stuff is that the World Series viewership was at an all-time high this season.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are like, why would we have a salary cap if the viewership is doing so well?
I was reading those.
Does not need to be changed.
I was reading those, and that was driving me crazy. I was like, oh my God, we've completely lost the plot. Like that.
We're basically saying we have to have the Dodgers in the World Series every year.
Yeah, we've completely lost the plot there. Like that's everything I was just saying. It's like viewership is about the common denominator of fans. It's about the people that are not that into baseball but see it's the championship league and they're like, oh my God, the Dodgers, Ohtani, let's tune in and watch it.
That's why the league needs to work on showing other stars on other teams so more people will be drawn into them and be excited and watch them whenever they make the playoffs in the World Series.
And we need to all, and this show is a part of this problem, especially Riley Morgan, we need to all do a better job at propping, what?
IMO colon.
Kaden is too K-A-Y-D-E-N. It's too mean to Riley.
Wait, what was my fault? I didn't listen.
You're not going to listen even through this is the camera. We need to do a better job at propping up and coming teams, even if it doesn't seem sustainable. Because I feel like in baseball discourse, oftentimes when a random team goes on a run, we are very quickly to hate them and be like they better not get in the way of our blue blood teams in the playoffs and stuff. And the underdog, I talked about this before, the underdog story is hated in baseball. And the teams going on a run.
We tried to do that with the Orioles and look what happened.
If we do a better job at like when teams like the White Sox, Ellie De La Cruz and the Reds, when teams like that,
that's
just
not a good example.
Go the White Sox. When teams like the White Sox or the Diamondbacks or the 2023.
Ellie De La Cruz.
2023.
What?
2023. Whose World Series was Diamondbacks and who?
Rangers.
The Diamondbacks, Rangers. If we do a better job at
trash World Series.
I think a lot of that's because of coverage. If we cover those better as underdog stories coming up, it will appeal to the common denominator more and add to more baseball culture. And you can see the problems are to my left and right here because y'all strongly disagree.
Y'all see Mets.
I just don't like the Rangers.
That's fair.
Y'all see
the most competent sports team in Dallas. I want that to be a buy or sell.
It's not in Dallas. It's in Arlington.
The Rangers aren't in Dallas?
No.
I thought they were the Dallas team.
No, they're the Cowboys.
Okay, well, they're both the Dallas teams, though.
You're just as close to Fort Worth as they are to Dallas.
Okay, well, the New York Giants are in New Jersey, so.
Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills are in Canada. They're a Canadian team.
They're not in Canada.
They're not, but I learned this past week, that, like, the Blue Jays and Bills, like, claim each other. Like, the Bills are posting on their Instagram, like, congratulations, Blue Jays. There's, like, Vladdy and Josh Allen graphics. Like,
that makes sense.
It does make sense. It's kind of charming. I kind of like it. It's like, oh, they're not in the same city, but they try to claim that.
Yeah, like rings.
Yeah.
The Bills and the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
The Jays and the Bills.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed the Bills, and so it's nice that my favorite MLB team's favorite NFL team is the Bills. That's nice.
What? You were such a bandwagon.
I'm not a bandwagon. I was with them when they were worse than the Braves. I was with them when they were supposed to be worse than the Braves.
Bandwagon.
You are stalling. She is hungry. Do you have something else to say?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, host.
Okay, good. All right, we're gonna wrap up this show. We clearly need Jackson Cash back. He's clearly the glue to this show because this didn't go great. But I'm Kaden Hughes. That's Katie Pfeffer, Riley Note Morgan signing off. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you.